What is up, people? This is Elder Tenchi, and I'm back for another TMNT Rant Rave double review for this week's episode entitled The Super Shredder as well as Darkest Plight. Now, the reason why I decided to do both episodes at once, last week's episode and this week's episode, is because of the way last week's episode ended. And I don't like cliffhangers, and the way that this was set up, it just seemed like an extension of the last episode, which it was. So, alright, so anyway, a lot happened in this, and I'm gonna try not to rant too much, so wish me luck. Here we go. So, in the Super Shredder, the start of this epic, action-packed arc, you have Orokosaki the Shredder getting impatient, getting a little annoyed, well, a lot annoyed, because he's still bedridden, and he's slowly being given the mutagen by Baxter Stockman, and just like last time, he is begging for, well, not begging, but he is demanding the more mutagen to happen this faster, because he wants his revenge. He wants his vendetta against Splinter to come to just come to this point. He wants to fight Splinter. He wants to find Karai. He wants to, he just wants to go on a rampage. That's all he wants. And at first, Stockman is very reluctant. He tries to tell him, as your physician, I can't allow this because the mutagen is unstable, but of course he ain't gonna listen, and they do what he wants. So, we get the Super Shredder, and whoever designed this, obviously you were taking cues from TMNT 2, The Secret of the Ooze, but you also added in the helmet is now fused to his skull. It doesn't look like a helmet anymore. It just looks like a bone mask. It's got a crazy Wolverine aesthetic to it, of course, because the claws and the spikes going out. But like I said, it reminds me a lot of TMNT 2 when the Super Shredder ended up accidentally killing himself by having that bridge collapse on him. But this was a lot better. So he goes on a rampage, and he shuts down all the power to the city, which brings it to the turtles' attention while they're down in the sewers meditating. And Splinter, after about 10 minutes of meditation, his vision tells him that he'll be falling into this abyss, and he's trying to calm his nerves. And we see in the Shredder's old compound, Karai and Shinigami and the New Foot clan trying to figure out what is going on with the power, but they don't have to figure it out for long, because the Shredder and Tiger Claw and Razar come to greet them, and they essentially capture Karai. Now they leave Shinigami alone. She's down on the ground because they tried to fight her, fight the Super Shredder off, but they were overpowered, and Shinigami is down on the ground. I mean, and she's just knocked out for a while. But the funny thing is, we don't see her in the next episode. I would have thought that we would have seen a scene or something. But anyway, so he's trying to say, because his crazy delusions are still there, But I think the mutagen and the fact that he's so angry and just so disillusioned has just made it worse. He's like, you're my daughter, I raised you, I fed you, I taught you everything I knew, which is true. That's about the only thing that's true about his statement. But the rest of it, saying that Hamato Yoshi brainwashed her, no, and killed her mom, no. The only thing that's true is, yes, you did raise her, but it's only because you captured her. You know what I mean? So this is what happens when you don't fess up to your own misdeeds. This is what happens. You conjure up a lie. You have to keep on lying to not only the people you know, but yourself. And next thing you know, the lie to you becomes real. So the turtles investigate what's going on with the power, and Shredder has set up a trap for Splinter, and it's crazy because you see all these pictures blown up. You know, the pictures we've seen before, pictures of Tang Shin, pictures of him, Miwa, and Tang Shin as their family picture, and it's very heart wrenching and pretty scary. The scenes here are ridiculous. The animation is just top notch, and the storytelling here is crazy. But you get the ultimate match between Splinter and the Shredder, the Super Shredder, and it results in them falling off a cliff. And the crazy part is, I almost forgot that this place existed. It was the same place that they fought the Rat King in. And I'm like, okay, so symbolism. And the last time you saw the Rat King, he ended up falling off of that same cliff due to his fight with Splinter. So a little throwback to that. And that episode ends with them falling off the cliff, and the Turtles wondering what happened to Splinter. Everybody at one point is thinking he's alive, thinking that he's dead. So we open with the next episode with Rocksteady, Bebop, and the new Footbots about to throw down. And it is at this point that we see the Shredder and Splinter still fighting while falling, and they're both still alive. Now, of course, I had a feeling that that Shredder would survive this, you know what I mean? But with Splinter, I was like 50-50. You know, I was like, they can't kill him off like this. It would be too dark. First off, I mean, but it's not like they're above doing that. And and he's a main character here. You know, this is essentially his arc. And so when we see Splinter, his leg is broken, and we think that he's, just sitting there in pain, and then lo and behold, you get the Rat King coming back, and this was nuts. You know what I mean? The Shredder is back on the surface. Him and Tiger Claw are going after Karai and them again, and the mutagen is once again it's unstable. So what is it doing? It's acting up. He needs more of the mutagen to survive, to keep this stability. But they warned him not to do this too quickly. But of course he's impatient. Of course his vendetta matters more than his health does, and it results in him becoming very, very unstable and to the point of a fiend. You know what I mean? He just needs another dose to survive. You got a great fight between Karai and April and the rest of the Turtles, including Casey Jones, when they catch him up with everything that's going on. So everybody gets into some of the action. We get some cool scenes with Rocksteady and Bebop. I love this version of Rocksteady and Bebop so much, even though I'm not really keen on the designs, but whatever. They are still awesome characters to me, and they're very, very cool comic relief. So we get to see the Shredder basically, still carrying on, and he's incredibly strong. He gets into a fight with Karai again. At one point, she transforms into her serpent form, and he's still got this idea that she's gonna get it to her head that that's her father, which he's not, and he's just still delusional and still sad. You know what I mean? But he just angry, and I love that April in this episode. She has really grown. Her psychic powers, along with her ninja skills, are really coming in handy this time around. I really like how they're treating her, and I really like the dynamic that her and Karai are developing. As far as the rest of the team, they seem very solid. I just really wish Shinigami could have gotten more of the action too, because she got knocked out last time. I wish she was in the follow-up episode. But altogether, it was a very, very well done arc. It was a very sad. It was plenty of really heart-wrenching moments, especially with Splinter during the time where his leg is broken and he's hallucinating. The Rat King comes back for a minute, but you come to find out it's not really him. It's just, it's all just hallucinations brought on by pain and the fact that he's hungry and all that. And it was freaky. The animation for this one was freaky. I just gotta give it up to the team, to Nickelodeon. It was just awesome. I can't wait to see what they do next. I think I've rambled on enough, so let me know what you guys think of these returning episodes, Super Shredder as well as